sports and entertainment. Hit that like. I want you to sub to the channel if you're not a member. Also hit them notifications so that you're able to get all of my content, all of my videos. Salute to the entire Lions Den basketball and boxing community, and salute to all of my subs that's been rocking with me day ones, as well as my new subs. Be sure that you're sharing this video too. I also want to give a shout out before I get this whole video started. In the beginning, I want to give a shout out to my guy True the King. Definitely go sub to my brother True the King. I know True the King for quite some time. He's always came and supported me, and I support him too as well, man. He got good content, and he's a Celtics fan too as well. Go hard for the Celtics and everything, but go check his content out. Definitely go pull up over there. And also my guy BJ over there at the Pull Up Podcast. True, he is supporting me too. Definitely go pull up, no pun intended, over there with the brother BJ. He got dope content too as well. I support and salute both of those brothers for what they doing. Okay, but I'm gonna talk about that later. Let's go ahead and talk about Ant-Man. Okay, now Ant-Man has made quite a couple of statements that has gotten him in some hot water with the legends, and now they're firing back at him. And a lot of people are wondering if he'll be able to recover from the statements he made. Of course, you know, he said the statement about MJ, saying that MJ was the only skilled player, which we know that was cap. Okay, I'd already talked about that. I already went in on him on that one. And then, no, that was the only statement that he made. He made one statement or whatever, but then he made it. Well, no, he made a statement, but it wasn't in regard to the legends. He was saying how he felt bad for sweeping KD. Okay, but that had nothing to do with the legend. But Magic Johnson came back and he fired back and he said, I'm not going to entertain a guy that has never won a championship, not on any type of level. I don't think he won a championship on high school, college, and of course he hasn't won in the NBA. And that was Magic Johnson talking, right? And then, of course, Isaiah Thomas believes that the media is entertaining that, you know, just so that they can do what they can to, poison the minds of the people in regards to MJ or whatnot. Thinking that, so people can actually believe that sort of statement that Anthony Edwards made in regards to MJ and him being the only skilled player. We all know that ain't true. Well, at least the vast majority of us know that that's not true, especially if you paid attention to 80s basketball, if you were born during that time, if you paid attention to 90s basketball, a little bit in the early 2000s or whatnot. And I'm going to talk about that in just a second, because I kind of know what Anthony Edwards is saying, but I still, he shouldn't have made that statement fully. But here's my thing, man. Anthony Edwards, and shout out to the brother Ticket TV too, man, because he talked about this. He gave his spill on this too. The only way that you can cure this is by winning. Okay? Now, Are you gonna go out there? Are you gonna win a championship? That's my question. Are you gonna go out there? Are you gonna win a championship? Because now it's either put up or shut up. Now you done got yourself in so deep in hot water now that now people are actually looking to see what your next move is, what your next motive is, or what your next intent is. Because if your intent is just to go out there and hit a few buckets or whatever, call yourself an MVP, that's not good enough now. If your intent is just to stay in the league and stay afloat in the league, that's not good enough now. Now you got to go out there, and now you got, with all this stuff that you said about players not being skilled, they're going to expect you to be just as skilled as them, or not even better, and also have the accolades along with it. Okay, because Isaiah Thomas has a right to speak. He's a champion. Magic Johnson has a right to speak. He's a champion. He got to go win a chip. Salute, Cypress, man. Magic Johnson got a right to talk. You know what I'm saying? He got a chip. There's a lot of guys that they sit up here and they don't mention in the 80s, in the 90s, in the 2000s, they got chipped. Hell, even, with Cypress coming up in here, Tim Duncan got a right to talk because he got chips. And he was one of the most skilled players ever when you talk about fundamentals. So, even the ones that got at least one championship, hell, Jokic can even talk. You know what I'm saying? But that's not, we're talking about, that's in this generation. Okay, but Jokic can actually, believe it or not, Jokic has more say than what Ant does. Giannis got more say than what Ant does. You know why? Because those guys got chips. Those guys led their team. Ant, the only thing you done, and I know, hey, I ride for Ant. Listen, man, I ride for Ant-Man. But when you out of line, you out of line. And like I said, I carve stuff straight down the middle, and we also gonna flip it, both sides of the coin. You can't get away with what you said. Now, if you were doing what Zion was doing, which is shutting your mouth, getting in the gym, getting better, and not even saying anything, because we all know that you're in there working out and everything, but you sitting there running your mouth, that's the problem. If you were just sitting there and you came back with vengeance, which is what they used to do back in the 70s and in the 80s and all that stuff, they didn't talk. They said, you know what? I'll be back next season, and I'm going to bust your ass. Sort of like what MJ did, man, after they was talking down on him, saying that, oh, yeah, he need to stick to baseball, and he'll never be the same, or, 45 need to change back to 23 and all this other nonsense. Jordan's time is over with. They talked a lot of trash about him. Y'all just didn't see it. Because half of y'all don't even know what a damn newspaper is. Half of y'all don't know what Jet Magazine is. I know some of y'all pissed off at me. But I got to tell the truth, man. I got to tell the truth. And some of y'all don't want to have this real conversation, which is fine with me. We're going to have this conversation. If you don't like, if you think that Ant-Man is like your generation version of MJ, or your generation version of Kobe or whatever, hey, I don't have no problem with it, but he got to go out there and he got to put up or shut up. I think a lot of that stuff done went to his head, kind of like, him being potential face of the league and stuff like that. Listen, homeboy, you got a lot to work on. You got a lot to work on. And like I said, you disappearing in games, you can't do that when you had other guys come to your rescue, so to speak, like a McDaniels or like a Mike Conley Jr. You know what I'm saying? Some of those guys that were on the team. Hell, even Najee Muhammad done done saved your ass a couple of times. If we got to be real, you know what I'm saying? I just got to be real. Your shooting percentage sometimes has been horrible. Your conditioning. You weren't quite conditioned to play that deep in the playoffs neither. It took Jordan some time to get acclimated to too. He had to get acclimated in order to uh, get ready for that style of play, going deep into the playoffs, and then finally be ready for the physicality of the Pistons or whoever he had faced, usually in the Eastern Conference Finals or whatnot. But back to Ant-Man. He don't know no better, but I'm still not going to give him that excuse. Listen, I'm still not going to give you that excuse. That's why you have YouTube. That's why you have the internet. The internet is a powerful tool. I mean, it's a blessing and a curse, but if you're using it for the right reason, go do your research. All you have to do is type in the silly shit that you said in reference. If you wonder who wasn't skilled or who wasn't fundamental, all you have to do is type that shit into YouTube. It's gonna pull it up. Who was fundamental before our generation? So you trying to tell me that a guy like Will Chamberlain wasn't fundamentally sound? You trying to tell me a guy like Oscar Robertson wasn't fundamentally sound? Pete Maravich, Kevin McHale, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, they had to go by fundamentals back then. I mean, matter of fact, all that carrying and stuff like that now, like a lot of the stuff that they do now, they wouldn't let you get away with way back when. Like, and the game was way more physical back then. I know some people gonna sit up there and go with that same narrative that JJ Redick pushed, talking about, oh yeah, plumbers and electricians and all that other nonsense. But the same plumbers and the same electricians and cab drivers and construction workers and all that other stuff that you're talking about, those were the same guys that were playing in Chuck Taylor's and still being able to jump out of the gym without making any type of excuses. But look, the only way that Ant-Man is going to be able to recover from this guy's going to have to go out there and he's going to have to show people what he's about. That's what he's going to have to show people. He's going to have to show people that what he did was or what he said was it was a mistake what he said. I mean, he can apologize. I don't even think that they'll accept his apology, but my mentality would be like, okay, yeah, we accept your apology, but that you still said it, so you still got to prove yourself, because now we already know what's in the back of your mind. We already know how you truly feel. And he probably didn't intend for it to be disrespectful towards the other legends, but I'm not making that excuse neither. You still said it. So it is a slap in the face to the other legends out there. Now, I'm not saying you got to get on your knees and beg, for forgiveness from all of the legends or nothing like that. But you certainly got to show your respect, man. You got to put some respect on some of the other players out there. That's the only way that you're going to be able to do that and achieve that, or achieve, them thinking that you're even worthy of taking you seriously. A lot of guys ain't really even taking you seriously, really. A lot of people felt like it was a fluke that you were in the Western Conference Final. What's up, Alex? A lot of people felt like it was a fluke that you was even in the Western Conference Finals. Some people, and I was, and the thing about it is I defended you. I defended you. Hell, Alex is in here, man. Juwan Howard was fundamentally sound. Go look at the way Juwan Howard played. Chris Webber was just raw talent, but he had the fundamentals with it. I mean, Chris Webber was he could handle the rock. Chris Webber being 6'10", 6'11", still being able to handle the rock, go behind the back, under the legs, and find your ass. Or he could go coast to coast and bang on your ass. That's not fundamentally sound. That's not skill. But one thing that Ticket brought up that I gotta talk about, that he was on point. He hit the nail with is when he said that a lot of the greats, they didn't come out saying no disrespectful stuff about the legends that came before them. They weren't saying, oh yeah, this guy wasn't skilled, that guy wasn't skilled. They kept their mouth closed. They said their little sentiment. They said whatever needed to be said or whatever in reference to who they were talking about. And then they kept their mouth closed. And that's why I think like Zion, guys like Zion, they gonna take that next step up. Like Zion, man, yes, he did what he did. You know, he was sitting up in there, you know, saying, oh, I play when I want to. Oh, I'm hurt and all this other stuff. But Zion, I think he's starting to grow up. He's starting to realize, okay, I'm a veteran now. Well, I'm getting ready to be, a veteran now. I'm no longer a rookie. I've been in the league for quite some time. It's time for me to step up. If he could go out there and show and prove people, okay, I kept my mouth closed. Hey, we get to a Western Conference final, possibly a final. That's great. Zion is actually doing what you're supposed to do because Zion has kept his mouth shut. Anthony Edwards, you've been all on the internet. Well, college football was just this past weekend. Remember, we had the first game between the upset with Georgia Tech and Florida State. Yeah, we all know that's going down. Yeah, we got college football coming down. You know what I'm saying? It don't stop here. We're gonna talk about college football, college basketball, college everything. Yes, we're going to talk about it. But we definitely not talking about that right now. We're talking about Ant-Man, and we're talking about what I'm getting ready to talk about in just a couple minutes in reference to Kobe. Now, speaking of Kobe, man, once again, man, let me give a shout out to the brother True the King and to BJ. Now, I'm not gonna go down that road about whether Kobe is top 10 or not, whether he top 5 or not. If you got Kobe as your GOAT, hey, I can understand that. If you got Kobe in your top 10 or don't have him in your top 10, hey, I'm not gonna sit up there and get all frustrated with you and nothing like that. If you don't got them in your top 20, hey, I'm not even going to be mad at that or nothing. But here's what I am going to say about in reference to Kobe, okay? Because that's not what it's about. And again, shout out to True the King and shout out to Pull Up Podcast, okay? We know the brother True the King, he's a Celtics fan, and while BJ is a Clippers fan, he's a huge Kobe Bryant fan. Okay, um, and I definitely ain't gonna disrespect the homie by calling him a fanboy. I don't like when people, sit up there just because you have admiration for a player, you call them a fanboy. Now, if you like some of them guys that like LeBron and all that other stuff, then yeah, then I could put you in the category of a fanboy. But let me go ahead and get back to what I was talking about. The media, the media did not, after Kobe had passed away, his unfortunate, untimely death had taken place in the helicopter accident. The media did not propel Kobe up there in terms of his play on the court. They they didn't do that. Despite what some people want to sit up there and say, they act like, oh, just because he passed away, then they want to automatically move Kobe up on the list. No, they didn't. Matter of fact, they were still coming with the same disgusting shit that they was doing before he passed away, bringing up that whole situation with Colorado, which I don't understand why they even bringing that up now. We all know how that turned out in terms of that, them false accusations and everything. And what was it about it? About the semen and DNA and all that other stuff that was in that girl or whatever, or in the young woman at that time. The media didn't do any of that. Then you had, Candace Owens coming out there trying to destroy his image, still bringing up that stuff about what Kobe had did. They'll talk about basketball and everything. They'll do their little documentaries and all that other stuff. But for the most part, all they was really talking about is, um, yeah, he passed away and all this other stuff. Some people have an audacity to bring up how much of an asshole Kobe was. That's not talking about. That's not cherishing him or propelling him in the media. So when guys sit up there and they say, "Oh yeah, they propelled Kobe automatically to GOAT status, or they propelled Kobe automatically to top 10 and all that other stuff," man, that's nonsense. Now you have a guy in Magic Johnson that boldly comes out and he says, okay, Kobe, he's speaking like how the LDBC or some of the guys in the LDBC are speaking. Me, myself, I have always said, how does LeBron, and I hate to bring up LeBron in this instance again, but I have to, how does LeBron automatically skip Kobe? Okay, how does he skip other guys, but particularly Kobe, in my eyes? How does a guy like even D Wade, how does he skip Kobe? You understand what I mean? How does he skip Kobe? Even though I have said that D Wade, he did win while he was on Kobe's watch, because he won in '06. You got to give him that. But still, in my eyes, and I'm talking about the shooting guard position, you can't. A guy like D Wade can't skip Kobe. As much as I like D Wade, you know what I'm saying? Not off the court and shit, but I'm talking about on the court. Because I studied more D Wade than I did Kobe, because D Wade played more of my style of game, but I picked from Kobe too as well. But I'm just giving that example. How did he automatically skip? How does LeBron skip Kobe? The only thing that I'm gonna question you about is, okay, is in terms of the shooting guard, how many other guys do you have above Kobe? if you're sitting there saying, and I'm talking about the shooting guard, how many other guys do you have above Kobe? Because like I said, I go by a roster. I go by a roster when I'm setting up, because to me, you saying top 10, top 5 and all that other stuff or whatever. Some people for one, some of these guys you never even watch play. Okay, so if you put let's say you say some silly shit, like you put up Elgin Baylor, you say, yeah, well, Elgin Baylor was better um, than Kobe Bryant or some silly shit like that. Or you say Jerry West, man, you didn't even watch Jerry West play. I'm talking about if you around my age or, even a little, especially younger. You didn't watch Jerry West play unless you pulled up some clips or something like that. I don't really count none of that. I want guys that you actually witnessed play, like you went to the game, and saw them live, or you watched them the whole game on TV, not highlights, because you got to be able to critique their shortcomings and their flaws just as well as their superior attributes, if that makes any sense. So getting back to what I was saying, in reference to Kobe Bryant, the media didn't propel him, and the media hasn't done anything to make his legacy better. I mean, if you want to call him, okay, him and Gigi and what he did off the floor and stuff like that, I mean, yeah, that's tremendous, but to me that doesn't define him as a basketball player. That's just like, if we're gonna go by that logic too, they'll say, yeah, LeBron is a great husband, is a great father. He does this and that off the court. He's an ambassador or he's a spokesperson for social issues and all this other stuff. But that, to me, that doesn't define who you are as a basketball player. And nobody really wants to put that out there, but I'm putting it out there. Now, as far as what the LDBC has done, I can name the guys that's been really pushing Kobe. Okay, I can name several guys been pushing. They got Kobe as they GOAT over MJ. Or at least I know one of the guys got Kobe as his favorite player, but then they got MJ as the GOAT or whatever. And like I said, if you got Kobe as your GOAT, or you got a particular guy as your GOAT, I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that. But to me, they didn't do anything to propel his play, his play on the court or any of that other stuff. They'll talk about it, and the 8/24 and the birthday, his birthday and the day that he unfortunately checked out. They'll bring that up, but it hasn't boosted him. And if that was the case, they wouldn't be always talking about his flaws even before he had passed away, because you got to realize they were always bringing up his flaws more than they did what he did was superior. They would always talk about how Kobe was an inefficient shooter. Okay, they would talk about how he took some ill-advised shots. They always bring up the ball hog notion. They always bring up the whole fact, which him, the friction between him and Shaquille O'Neal, and Shaq leaving and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? They always bring that up, and they're saying that it was his fault and stuff like that. They were bringing that up before he had passed away. They were saying that Kobe should have retired a long time ago and all this other stuff. They weren't saying it. I wasn't saying that. I definitely wasn't saying that. But the media didn't do anything to propel Kobe Bryant at all. I mean, they propelled what happened, that situation that took place, the unfortunate passing with him and his daughter. They did that, but they did not propel what he did on the basketball court. And Candace Owens, she actually poured gasoline on the fire by doing that. Hey, what's up with it, y'all? What's up, Chad? What's up with it? Will Strong, I see you in the building, bro. Make sure y'all go sub up to the homie, Will Strong. Raise your hand in this bitch. But if you're just coming in, man, I've been talking about, I was talking about Ant-Man for a little bit, and then I'm talking about how the media didn't propel Kobe Bryant. They didn't propel him as a player. They might have propelled him as, what he did, off the court, and his personality and all that other stuff, good or bad. But it didn't propel him to like no GOAT status or none of that other nonsense that they trying to sit up there and say just because he passed away. I disagree with that wholeheartedly. Oh yeah, he bugging. Yeah, he definitely bugging. He bugging and full of bullshit. He literally bugging. Ant-Man is bugging. For real, for real. But, like I said, man, yeah, they didn't, what's Cap? What's Cap, Ted? Yeah, Ant is tripping. I mean, we all knew that Ant was tripping. Now, if he's trying to get people riled up and trying to get, trying to do that shock jock sort of thing, I gotta hand it to him. He's doing a great job because we know damn well, people gonna be all in their feelings about what he said about guys not being skilled. We know that guy, man. Listen, bro. We know that he's trying to say it out of shot jock. Trying to get people riled up. But at this point, you really can't take what he said seriously. Now, as far as him coming back, the only thing that can truly cure this whole entire thing is by him winning. Now that I can agree with some of what Ticket was saying. Like, he's gonna have to go out there. He's gonna have to win, possibly a championship. You can't just go out there. Okay, yeah, you made the playoffs. You got past the first round and no shit like that. Nah, Now you got to show. Okay, you talking about. Okay, this guy wasn't skilled. That guy wasn't skilled. The only guy that was skilled was MJ or Kobe or something like that. Now you got to go out there and you got to do it since you the most skilled guy and all this other stuff. And listen, even though that it wasn't their fault, I'm talking about Kyrie and KD. It was the media pushing that narrative that they were the most skilled duo and stuff like that. They had to go out there and they had to show it too. So it wasn't just Ant-Man that was in that situation. It was KD and Kyrie at that time. They had to show people, okay, yeah. Or they also said that Kyrie and Luka were like the best backcourt and all this other stuff. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. And then they also said, now, Steph and Clay, they actually lived up to what some of the people were saying about how they were saying that they were the best shooting backcourt. They actually lived up to that. Now, I ain't going to say overall they were the best backcourt or whatever, but, in terms of shooting, yeah, if you're going by percentage, if you're going by them being accurate, and as far as the shooting art and the skill and all that other stuff, then yeah, you got to go. Steph and Clay. But even though Clay played, he was playing the three and he was playing the two. But yeah, man, I just wanted to give my spill on this. I appreciate everybody pulling up. Make sure y'all like the video, share it, subscribe, hit them notifications. And until then, man, straight to the point, man. I'll get at y'all later.